My name's Payson Tremayne. This is a new song I wrote called Priceless. I've got one shot, I damn sure won't get two. I've done it wrong so many times, I ain't got shit left to lose. I've been locked down, tossed out, cracked up, uptown, passed by and abused. The bad guy, victim, too blind to see the news. You can't put a price on realness, you can't fuck with the truth. I can only be myself and you can just be you. That's what makes us priceless, that's what gives us proof. We're each a different window, the same light shining through. Let your light shine through. All I need is you. Then something stopped me from sleepwalking. And when I woke up, all I saw was you. Now I'm gonna be a better man, better than I've ever been, 'cause your love is better than the best shit I ever had. Gonna treat you better than anybody ever can. The only one that ever has. See me as I really am. That's real. That's how I feel. It's real. That's how I feel. You can't put a price on realness, you can't fuck with the truth. I can only be myself and you can just be you. That's what makes us priceless, that's what gives us proof. We're each a different window, the same light shining through. I got one shot, let your light shine through. I got one shot, all I need is you. I got one shot, let your light shine through. All I need is you.
The man, the myth, the legend. That was so good, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. No, I've been playing guitar for almost 25 years, and it's still really difficult for me.
Well, dude, you're amazing. How did we first meet? Was it at an open mic?
Yeah, let me see. I came to the open mic. Yeah, it definitely was the open mic. I think it was Dan running that.
Yeah, Dan was running it then.
Yeah.
God, that was a long time ago, huh?
Yeah.
How have we known each other for that long, man?
I know, right? Already. This is really, we've been through a global pandemic together. We're trauma bonded.
I know, dude. That's everyone right now. I forget that even happened, you know? It's hard to believe that was, what was that, 2 years ago now?
It's 2019. We're talking about like September, October of 2019.
Dude, time doesn't even feel real anymore.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It just speeds up and slows down and does whatever the hell it wants to.
So speaking of Dan and Payson both, they're the reason that I was like, I fucking love this city, because everyone that walks through the door of this stinking bar has star level talent, dude. It's insane. So, I mean, I've been wanting to record you guys playing ever since, I met you. So I'm glad that we're actually getting to do some of this stuff.
Absolutely. Well, that's what really endeared me also to the bar, is like I'd come down to a couple open mics and you were like, look, and New Orleans specifically. I mean, the first thing that happened was, in Northern Virginia, you say, I'm about to play an original, and everybody tunes out. Everybody wants to hear their favorite song, and that really is the culture. It's like even booking agents are like, you got to play 80% cover. It's just not what I do. Like I said, I'm not, a musician who's trying to recreate everybody else's stuff. My whole goal is that to be as original as possible. Like when you heard your favorite song for the first time, you'd never heard it before. Like that's what I'm going for. Like I want to make you want to hear it over and over again. And I played an original. That's all. I played an original piece here, and everybody was listening. And it's almost like New Orleans is the opposite of every other place. It's like, you can play other people's stuff, but what did you write? And that's the culture that I'm looking for. And that was the culture down here that really endeared me to the bar. And then immediately you were like, hey, I got some buddies in the film industry who are coming down and going to do some professional, footage, and, we'll definitely make it down to do that. And it's just like, automatically I knew I was home and in the right spot. It really, really feels like musically, culturally, I found my home in New Orleans and Uptown Ferret and at another bar specifically, Yeah,
that's what we love around here, man. We love our artists. We love people that are just creatives.
And there's paintings on the wall, there's sculptures, there's, like you said, I come to an open mic and I hear people play this music, and it's just like, there's so much talent and there's so much, opportunity. And that was the thing, I think, it's the whole thing where things have to burn down to regrow, right. Like the whole forest fire thing. And I think that musically that's potentially, trying to find silver linings, a place we might be in with this, because it's like, a year and a half of no live music, like, took people out of the game. And that's tragic, and that's awful. And I hate if we lost any artists, but, being on the, underground, undiscovered side of things, I know that, like, probably the best song ever written, nobody will ever hear. Right. And that guy's, in a gutter with a needle in his arm or so, something, like, just aged out, so, it's kind of an opportunity the way I see it, like, what we've been building, like, you've got the bar venue, we're on a podcast, you've purchased some equipment to, hey, let's get some of this recorded. Let's put it out. You edited this footage that you had these professional film crews take from me. And, potentially you have, this kind of like smoky landscape that new platforms and venues can come out of. And the technology has gotten to the point where it's like, it's almost saturates the market, because any kid in his basement with a computer can, be a YouTube rapper. But, that's also given everyone a platform, like I could see producing artists, out of this little bar on Ferret Street in New Orleans and becoming, another label.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Dude, that's such a beautiful way to look at it though, man. Just like that mentality that you have. Like, there are a lot of people that don't see things that way. But I mean, one of the analogies I always use is the muscles. Like, working out's a big thing of mine, and it gets me in the right headspace. But at the same time, in order to grow muscles, you have to tear them down first.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's that way in everything in this life. It's almost how this reality works. Like, you have to break something in order to make it better.
Absolutely. We were talking about duality earlier. I mean, that's the whole cycle is, death and rebirth. Right. Mm-hmm. Death and rebirth. Like,
yeah. And speaking of lost musicians, it's unfortunate that we did lose Dan. The guy who started our open mic. Yeah. His work schedule now just won't permit him to come in and do it anymore.
No, I see him every once in a while, and I would love to get him back down here, but I'm in that same kind of position. I think that's part of it for me, and it's it's what makes my project, my art endeavors so frustrating, but at the same time, I gotta see it's very pure. Yeah. It's like if you were feeding your kids off of doing your music, which is, what everybody kind of wants to get to is, to make a living wage doing their art or right. doing what they love. I haven't had an opportunity to do that. But at the same time, the fact that I keep creating kind of adds this purity to it. It's like, It doesn't matter if anybody ever hears it. It doesn't matter if it ever pays the bills for me. I mean, of course, I want that to happen, but like artistically, it's still very pure.
Yeah, it's fun to create.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's where it's at. Whenever you can just create because that's what you want to do. Like, that's a beautiful way to live, man. Like, that's me too. Like, with this bar, it gives me an opportunity to create all the time.
Absolutely.
Like, with promotional materials, but then also with you guys. Like, I've never worked with a musician in my life, but you guys come across my path and I'm like, I want to do music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I want to do something with music.
You're creating a landscape. You're creating a venue. You're creating an avenue for, that art to get out. That's one thing I really respect about you specifically. It's like it's a cool spot, but you're really using it to embrace local artists who are just doing their art, man. And
that's the plan, dude, just to help grow people.
Well, and that's the whole issue, I think, with the industry, quote unquote, is that if once you're making money and you have millions of views because it's very like economic, then you're special, then then your art means something and to society. Until that point, it's kind of ludicrous, because until that point, we don't appreciate our artists as a culture. We don't reward people for, creating. And it's like, oh, that's cute. That's nice. But, how does anybody get from one to the other without the support?
You're missing a big part, like steps in the equation.
Exactly. Like
it's almost like that show your work thing in school, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're not able to show your work anymore.
If you're not showing your work, right? Yeah. You don't get full credit.
Yeah.
Well, right now, it's only the work, and there's no answer.
One of the things that I love about Payson's performance, and I know you guys can't see him right now, but if you ever do get a chance to watch him live, it's beautiful. Like the way he moves, and you can just tell his entire body is in the songs that he's singing. What do you draw from when you're pulling from this?
Well, and again, part of that is just because I'm a shitty guitar player. Like, like my form is awful. Like if you ever watch me play guitar, it's like totally opposite of what they tell you. It's like I literally just got a guitar when I was 16, in 1993, and taught myself. Like I've got a chord book and looked at where to put my fingers, but the actual technique of playing is something that I really kind of just like, I've just done it so many times that it's like I know that this sounds kind of the way I want it, or sounds like something I think somebody would want to hear. And a lot of that has to do. It's funny. One of your the sound guy, I think his name's Kevin. What's it, Kevin? Yeah, who's been running sound for you? Anyway, he said the word that I think of when I watch you play guitar is leverage. It's like you really get leverage on that guitar. That's just like, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but it is. It's just if I don't stand a certain way or swing the pick a certain way, or even move my feet a certain way, then the chord doesn't come off. Right? So it really is just like I just found it through trial and error, and now it's the only way that I can play guitar. Right?
Dude, you make it work for us. Let's put it that way. So you got a couple more songs you want to sing for us tonight?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah. Let's do that.
We'll throw it on those too. All this is Payson Tremayne. He's gonna set his stuff up one more time and throw down a couple more songs for us.
And I'm warmed up a little bit. Let's see. This is one of those songs. This song's called The Less I See. But this is one of that I can tell, like my whole theory is that I'm not the musician, I'm the instrument. The music was already there, and I'm just, it's the whole thing with the sculptor. The sculpture was there. I just chiseled away the extra pieces. Like this song proves to me that is how this works, because I wrote the words in like 5 minutes and then pick up the guitar and play this song exactly the way that I'm about to play it the first time through in like 3.5 minutes. So it's just like, there's no way that my brain created that. I just received it. So it's pretty cool. We'll check it out. Check it out. Less I see, more I know. Less I need, the more I grow. Life I lead, the beliefs I hold. A grain of sand in a field of stone. Release me from this flesh and bone. been a wild ride, but this is not my home. There's something else out there, and I'm ready to know. I gotta ditch this body, 'cause it's way too slow. Let me go, set me free. Give my soul what it really needs. I'm letting go of the weight I keep to carry my load when I get too weak. The more I see, less I know, less I need, the more I grow. Life I lead, the beliefs I hold, a grain of sand in a field of stones. The light leads home, that's where I wanna be. When the time has come, say a prayer for me. There's something else out there, and I'm ready to know. I gotta ditch this body, 'cause it moves too slow. Gotta ditch this body, 'cause it's way too slow.
I gotta ditch this body because it moves too slow. Freaking sexy, dude.
It's too slow, man. It's holding me down. It's holding
like
me
it.
down, you know? We're not vibrating at a high enough frequency
Yeah.
in this flesh and bone, right?
Yeah. What else you got, big dog?
You know, let's play something old. I'll play an old one. So this is an interesting song. Probably take us in a whole nother direction, but this is one of those cool little things where it's like the song is about cocaine, but it's written like it's about a girl. It's called Something About Me. There's just something about me that I can't stand. I love you, you hate me, it never ends. I've had my faults, I've had my dreams, smiles and tears, all it seems. There's just something about you that I don't get. I don't want you, then you want me. Is it over yet? I found myself, I lost my way. I've walked all night and I've slept for days. There's just something about us that don't make sense. I don't need you, you don't need me, and we never did. I stand my ground, I've made my claim, 'cause I know this time there'll be hell to pay. will be held to pay.
So good. So freaking good, dude. So, do you have any music out there right now where the people can find you at?
I have some stuff scattered around the internet. The best thing that you can do right now, honestly, is follow me on my Instagram, Payson Tremayne. It's Tremayne. It's the only one out there. That's my actual middle name. Like, I actually have that name. Payson, Payson Tremayne.
And he'll be on Spotify soon. You just look out for it.
Keep the eye out, because it's all gonna kind of come out under Payson Tremayne. So, I've been doing it with so many different entities that might as well just be myself from this point.
I like it, dude. You got to. Hey, thank you for coming in today, Payson.
All right, love you, brother. Thank you for everything you're doing in the community in Uptown here for artists, man. We really appreciate you, Kyle, and another bar. Let's raise it up.
Thank you, brother.